today was a very refreshing event in the industry at the moment. There's a number of these sort of events that go on at the moment, but what I've taken away firstly is the people I've met here, the calibre of people here have been excellent. It's a big ask for us to take a day out of our diary, so that's a key point. So, and well organised. Secondly, my big takeaway from today is about big data. As a business, we need to have a firm strategy around that. We know we need to deal with it, but given the quality of the speakers here today and who they are in the industry, is going to raise that up my board's agenda when I sit down with the board next week on Monday. So that's the big one for me.
Same with most of these events, it's the ability just to take a little bit of time to reflect on where you are and the challenges that we're all faced. You're just getting away from the day-to-day and using the time. There's lots of challenges around the big data, the security issues. Security is always great because there's 1,000,001 facts you can bore people with.
Well, there's a lot of things that I'm actually taking away today from the very beginning of the presentations. I was invited, and my background is more in the IT procurement, supplier and contract management, engaging with all of the CIOs and CTOs in terms of how they think and all the challenges that they face, addressing the trust and why they are actually treated like second citizens in the boardroom. And being the guy in the middleman that's actually managing stakeholder management from the strategy all the way to the tactical. A couple of things that I take back is also reinforcing my knowledge and understanding of what was presented today on the IT planning stages, the infancy, the trust, the evaluation also on what sort of like skill sets that you need to look into within your team. You also look into the commercial side of things when you're actually running a project. But the bottom line here is more about the composition of the right stakeholder management within the organization that would actually improve what it's like in the boardroom. Because being in the boardroom is actually, as what Guy had mentioned, is about keeping it simple and keeping it true in terms of what's being presented. Because the challenges that the CIOs and CTOs actually face today is not being to actually communicate that in layman's terms in terms of what are we trying to achieve from a business point of view. And the other point that was actually quite interesting was the characteristic profile of being introvert and extrovert on the IT stuff. And sad to say, but we're getting into the stage now where although you are technically adept, there has to be that degree of being commercially savvy, because technology and IT is a tool to be able to actually deliver from a business point of view. So that's what I'm taking from all of these discussions today.
So yeah, I think it's given me something to think about in terms of policies and IT security, if nothing else, and then other ideas which will be relevant.